this next section as we spend a fair bit of time on the sign of allegiance to Satan. Just before showing you examples of Benny Hinn, Kenneth Copeland and Jesse Duplantis doing this sign, as an introduction to this next section, let me play you a segment from the video The Rise of Satanism, where Satanist Richard Ramirez could be seen doing this sign, and also a segment from the Hell's Bells video where we are given an explanation of the sign.
National news coverage brought the demented crimes of self-styled Satanist and serial murderer Richard Ramirez into public attention. His crimes included raping a woman in the same bed as the dead body of her husband, whom he had just killed. She then listened helplessly as Ramirez sodomized her 8-year-old son. Another woman was forced to swear allegiance to Satan as Ramirez beat and raped her, while yet another elderly lady had a pentagram carved on her thigh. Ramirez arrogantly brandished secret satanic symbols to the press. He flashed a 2-fingered devil sign to news reporters, prominently greeted the courtroom with "Hail Satan," and conspicuously waved the pentagram drawn on his palm.
You don't understand me. You are not expected to. You are not capable of it. I am beyond your experience. I am beyond good and evil. I will be avenged. Lucifer dwells within us all. That's it.
Another symbol that is integral to satanic religion is the El Coronado, a hand gesture that represents the devil himself. Like the pentagram, it too is virtually everywhere in rock music. Ozzy Osbourne, Meatloaf, Rick James, Cheap Trick, Motley Crue, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Coven, The Beatles, Kiss, Todd Rundgren, and Dio are just a few examples where this sign for Satan is used.
If you remember on part 1, I showed you several examples where Kenneth Copeland could be seen doing this sign. Let me just quickly refresh your memory. On the first one that I showed you, Kenneth Copeland could be heard using some satanic communication when he said the words "Bonskoshte, Bababag al Devil," as he did this sign in the direction of the person that Rodney Howard Brown was about to minister to. Watch Kenneth Copeland's right hand as it goes out of the picture and then comes back on your screen. Notice how the fingers are still extended. On the next one I showed you, he could be seen doing it in a jabbing fashion at Rodney Howard Brown while communicating to him in tongues. Watch his right hand very carefully here as he does the sign. I also showed you the one where he could be seen waving his left hand across the screen and disguisedly doing this sign as he said the words, "Yep, I'm a demon." And finally, I showed you the example where Kenneth Copeland could be seen blatantly doing this sign for a long period of time. Now watch Benny Hinn on this next one as he's walking around on the platform do the sign of allegiance to Satan.
Go ahead, Fred.
Let all the earth keep silence.
When you enter that holy temple.
Watch this next one also. Even though he's standing a fair distance away from the camera, you should still be able to see this. While his right hand is raised in the air, watch it carefully as he extends his fingers and does the sign.
The outer court is the place of what? Sacrifice, say it. Shedding of blood, say it. Battles.
Here it is again, frame by frame. I'll pause it at the exact moment he does the sign. Now it's examples like this next one which show that these men are in no way ignorant as to the meaning of this sign. This is taken from Benny Hinn's program, This Is Your Day. Here we can see this lady speaking into the microphone that's in Benny Hinn's hand. Now watch this next bit very carefully. As the picture changes to another view of a camera that is filming this scene, you can see Benny Hinn's co-worker extending out his right hand, which is on the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Now watch his hand very carefully as he curls up the 2 middle fingers and leaves the 2 end ones extended. Watch what happens next. Benny Hinn sees this and is aware that the camera will pick this up. So he quickly grabs the microphone with his left hand and uses his right hand to slap his co-worker's hand out of the way, as if to say, don't do it so blatantly or they'll find out who we are. Watch it carefully as I play it a few times for you.
God has watched over this man for this night so that God can take him home to be spiritually. And it's wonderful.
Pastor, he brought his nephew down to get saved.
God has watched over this man for this night so that God can take him home to be spiritually. And it's wonderful.
Pastor, he brought his nephew down to get saved because his nephew's got a tumor on the brain that's inoperable. His nephew wasn't a Christian. Neither was he. And by accident, he got saved too. He told me, these were his exact words. He told me, he said, I got saved. I said, you did? He said, yeah, I didn't mean to, but I did. Tell me that again. I said he brought his nephew down, and he said, get his nephew saved, and he made the statement, he said, I got saved too. I said, you got saved? He said, yeah, I didn't mean to, but I did.
And the gangrene is gone.
And he didn't realize that his gangrene was gone until you started back, and all the pain was gone out of his feet.
You mean after he had gone back from salvation?
After he was going back from salvation, all the pain was gone, and when he pulled it
Let's take a look at another example where Kenneth Copeland can be seen doing this sign. This clip is from one of his own programs. Watch his left hand here as he does the sign.
This is the Believer's Voice of Victory broadcast. Today, Gloria Copeland, my wife, will be concluding her series on the Spirit of Faith. This is the Believer's Voice of Victory broadcast. Today, Gloria Copeland, my wife, will be concluding her series on the Spirit of Faith.
Now, just before I show you this next example in which Kenneth Copeland can be seen doing what is known as witchcraft ruining, let me first play you a clip from Jeff Godwin's What's Wrong with Christian Rock video, where he's showing examples of people doing this.
There's another part of this video you need to be aware of. Strange hand movements and strange body stances are throughout MTV secular videos. Those aren't dancing. Those aren't choreography. Many times those are something called witchcraft ruining. Those are hand signs and signals meant to call up demons. In the world of the occult, this is well known for people that have delved into it for many years. They can call spirits without saying a word.
Now watch the Satanist very carefully here. He knows what he's doing when he does this. Watch him as he tries to disguise the ruining by making it look as though he's just expressing his preaching through his hands. Compare what you're about to see here with what we just saw.
Sunday, on the Believer's Voice of Victory.
The fire of righteousness is coming, and it's got healing in its flow, and in its fire, in its tongues, and in its shafts of splendor. It's coming, son. It's coming, son.
Watch Kenneth Copeland this Sunday on the Believer's Voice of Victory. Check your local listings for time and channel. Sunday, on the Believer's Voice of Victory.
The fire of righteousness is coming, and it's got healing in its flow, and in its fire, in its tongues, and in its shafts of splendor. It's coming, son. It's coming, son.
Watch Kenneth Copeland this Sunday on the Believer's Voice of Victory. Check your local listings for time and channel.
If there is anyone